final thing is that during the opening statements, you are not allowed to shut them down. So the opening statements, I go to carry on to deal with that. And so with that, I'd like to invite our first opening speaker of the evening, Miss Van Zook, for the uncut.
Okay, so first of all, I'd just like to start by thanking Mr. Harold and the Veritas Society for having me tonight. I'm not sure how they knew I would be good for a tongue-in-cheek debate, but it's okay, I can be loud. So I don't know how they knew I'd be good for a tongue-in-cheek debate, but here we are. Apparently Clem knows me. I would just like to start by offering a small disclaimer. I was a little bit concerned at speaking on emotion like this, however tongue-in-cheek, and so I was especially concerned at affirming it. But then I figured, I could talk for 5 minutes about it. Perfect. So my disclaimer is that in the course of this evening, if at any point any of the phrasing of my statements is such that you are inclined more to oppose the statement than to affirm it, I promise that is entirely on you. It has nothing to do with me, as I have absolutely no ulterior motives in being at all controversial or sarcastic. So I sat down and I said, what can I base a 5-minute talk around? What is a speaking point that would be so salient and well known to every person in the room that I can talk for 5 minutes about it? And I'm sitting in the JC and it hits me. I would like to now propose a mental image. So I'm sitting there, and I see this guy walking across the JC. Let's call him JP for instance. He's wearing chacos and skinny jeans and a nice button-down shirt, and he's strutting across the JC surrounded by 7 to 15 of his closest female friends. I call this the JP phenomenon. If you haven't seen it, I urge you to go to the JC, and if you're lucky or if it's a day ending in Y, you will see it for yourself. Now, we know that JP is mature because his pants fit and he has washed his hair today. He's already doing better than most of the men on campus. Dating precisely none of them. In fact, he is not dating anyone. So the question is clearly not whether or not it's maturity in males, because we know JP is mature. He washed his hair. Maturity has no bearing on this. So I'm observing this phenomenon, and I'm wondering, if it's not maturity, what is it? I would now like to propose a spectrum of males on Franciscan campus arranged by commitment and social skills. These work in reverse to each other. So on this side we have high social skills, low commitment, and on this side we have low social skills, very, very high commitment. So JP, our man, he falls prey to the JP phenomenon because he is on this side of the scale. He has high social skills, very low commitment. To illustrate the other side, our anti-JP, I would like to pull forth a personal story of my experience at Franciscan. So, like all you lovely folks in the room, I was added to the Facebook freshman group in the fall of my senior year of high school. Yes, so I kid you not, by the time I graduated high school, like 6 or 7 months later, I had 5 guys ask me out over Facebook. None of them had met me, one of whom asked multiple times, had written me 3 love sonnets, and asked me to meet him halfway between my house and Toledo. I said no. The first week on campus, I was asked out by 3 more guys, none of whom had talked to me for more than 10 minutes. So, I said no to all of these guys. Was that standoffish? Yeah. Was it right? Also yes, but it was standoffish, we can't deny that. So the real issue that we have at hand here is that the most confident men on campus are the men who fall firmly onto either side of our spectrum. The average men in the middle have average levels of confidence. They're the ones at the port. So skills end, or anti-JP on the very, very high commitment end. So, our difficulty here is that if these are the guys that women know, and if these are the guys who fall prey to the JP phenomenon, and the guys who are popular and notorious on campus, then women on campus have a conundrum, because if a woman is trying to live out her best dating life, like every relationship speaker that we ever bring to campus advises, she will say no to both ends of the spectrum, which means she says no to all of the men with high confidence. So, we have this problem where if one of our average Joes with average Joe confidence makes it out of the port to ask a woman on a date, she only knows our two extremes, and so she promptly panics and either runs to the port or says no. So, this is what I like to call the JP paradox of dating at Franciscan, which is that women are standoffish because y'all are in the port. So,
you're here!
So, that's really all I have. I'd urge you all to affirm the motion, and if you can't affirm the motion, or even if you can, I urge you to think very deeply about all these paradoxes, phenomenons, and spectrums that I've proposed, and let them rankle in your hearts until you come to something that you must disagree with, and then focus on that for the next 3 speakers until you can't keep it in anymore. You have to get up here and say something.
Thank you so much for caring more about this debate and this conversation than your homework or the state of your soul right now. I love it. Alright, so to prepare for this debate, I looked long and hard at this statement and I realized that it has 2 problems. First of all, there is no such thing as a standoffish for any girl. No. Every girl on this campus is either quirky, loud, and wants you to know it, or is normal and just not interested in you. Sorry, guys. The second truth is that there is no such thing as an immature boy. Mature boy, because if you say there's immature boys, then you're saying there's mature boys. There's no such thing as a mature boy. He's a man. So we got boys, we got men, and we got boys to men. Great band, right? Alright. So now that we've formally, I just want to say my stance on this is that the House can suck it. Repeat after me, the House
can suck it!
Alright, so now that we've formally invited the House and their statement to suck it, I would like to propose my idea to populate and people the church of tomorrow. Our kids are going to be like the future Pope, you know that, right? American Pope. The first thing is we have a lot of households. What are households doing if they're not setting up arranged marriages? Am I right? Is there a reason why we're all connected? So, my idea is that households should arrange marriages, and on the first date we have a staring contest in Trinity Gazebo, 1 hour, no talking. The second date will be a 3-hour adoration in the port, no talking. The third date will be the wedding, no talking. And through this method, we will have, first of all, less communication, which we all know leads to better relationships. And then everybody who's in the house will be invited to the wedding, so like smaller weddings, but more intimate, you know, like very barnyard, homey. You guys know what I'm talking about. So in conclusion, the House can suck it. And just talk to your household sisters and get them to like hook you up with a cute guy. It's fine. Thank you.
the women on campus want to make British men. I think you're wrong. So, here. I have, first of all, I would like to introduce myself. I am the resident standoffish woman on campus. So they do And then I have two things to say. I have a congratulations, and then I have a warning. I'll end with the warning so I can end on a sufficiently dramatic note. With the congratulations, I'd like to congratulate the men who came up with our topic today. Immature and standoffish in the same sentence, and wow, thank you so much for coming to the conclusion that they're connected and that they're connected to the lack of dating. I actually think that they are connected, and I'll give you the answer to that. The connection is that men and women, immaturity in both of them causes standoffishness in the other sex. So, now on to the warning. I have a story to tell. There was a group of, well, I'll call them boys in this case since they're immature. So there's a group of boys on campus, and they suffered from a lack of dating. I don't know why that's suffering, but apparently it is. So they suffered from a lack of dating. So being boys, they got their heads together and they were thinking, what in the world can we do to save ourselves from this dire circumstance? And they came to this genius plan. They said, we will offend all of the single women on campus and we'll get them all into one room so we can see who they are. Their names, and possibly their phone numbers. And we'll put it all in the name of a charity, a woman's charity.
Than the previous speaker. I just want to remind everybody, please do continue to buy speech tickets, continue to buy objection tickets. In the store bag, you can also use Venmo, as we said at the beginning. The floor remains open for debate. I'd like to recognize Ms. Cantaris.
All right. You were correct that I am single, by the way. Alright, so I don't think this debate has anything to do about whether there are not standoffish females or whether there are not immature males. For example, I know a group of males who takes up their shirts in their dorm and have dinosaur fights.
Whoop-de-doo!
Standoffish females. It's the reason why we have Sarah Stafford, for example, in here. Because we're all waiting for that perfect man, right? We're all waiting for that guy who's gonna sweep us off our feet. And we don't think about having casual dates to get there. Who has casual dates anymore? I'm gonna tell you a story that one of my professors told me. One of my professors is talking to us. It's an honors class, right? And we're talking about dating. And she goes, I actually never dated my husband. And we're like, what?
Here!
She goes, we were just like really good friends. And he called me up one day and he goes, so I was thinking, and we get along really well, right? And we should just, maybe get married. And she goes, that's an interesting idea. I'll think about it. And so she hangs up and she goes up to her sister and she goes, I can't believe he said that. He's never asked me out on a date. I can't believe you would do that. And then she runs right back downstairs, calls him back up and goes, yeah, that's a good idea. We're not happily married for plenty of kids. But I feel like that's what most of the girls would want. That's what I would want. I want them to date. That's annoying. Argue that it's more due to this female attitude that they don't want to date. Go for it. Go for it.
My parents met on my mother's first date here. So, pretty fast. They didn't really date at first. My dad never asked her out. They just dated for 4 years and then got married. Now, I was told, when you get there, you will meet your husband. And it'll be great.
Here!
Now, before meeting my dad, my mom walked around Francis, passed me out cookies. And my dad played volleyball shirtless. Now, for some reason, I can't figure out why I'm still single. My dad says that it's because I make boys cry. My mom says that's because I don't pass out cookies and I don't put myself out there enough. I personally think it's because, one of a couple reasons. All of the men on this campus are either upperclassmen, discerning the priesthood, hiding in the court, already dating, or emotionally unavailable. As a single standoffish male, compete with any of that. I don't think I really can. I mean, I'm not rolling up to Chris and passing out cookies, that's for sure.